The Banu Abs are an ancient Bedouin tribe from central Arabia. They form a branch of the Ghatafan tribes. They still inhabit the Arabian Peninsula and North Africa. Of the earliest stories concerning this tribe was the famous classical love and war story of Antar and Abla. Genealogy. The Banu Abs are of the northern Arabized Arabs, meaning they descend from Adnan. The Banu Abs descend from Abs ibn Bukaid ibn Raith ibn Ghatafan ibn Sad ibn Qais Ilan ibn Muda ibn Nizar ibn Mad ibn Adnan. They are related to numerous other Arabian tribes, being distant cousins of the Quraysh, Banu Tamim, and Banu Kinana. The Banu Thabiran and Mutayir are also descended from Ghatafan. The large and prestigious Banu Rashid is descended from the Banu Abs. The great-grandfather of the Banu Rashid is Rashid al-Zal of the Banu Abs tribe. History. The Banu Abs originated almost 2,000 years ago, branching from the Ghatafan clan, and inhabiting the outskirts of Hale in modern Nejd, an area called today Harabani Rashid. The tribe is known for its independence and bravery, as it had been called one of the Jamarat of the Arabs, or the most powerful tribes that took no allegiance to anyone but themselves. The earliest stories regard tales of war and chivalry before Islam. In the famous War of Al-Daras Wil Gabra, between them and their cousins Banu Thibian, which had lasted almost 40 years. The war had ended when the king Zahir of the Banu Abs had called for an end to the bloodshed, asking the wealthy merchants of both tribes to pay the losses caused by the war. The traditions further recall 3,000 of them repelling a Sasanian attack of 20,000. Absi traditions tell of the prophet Khalid bin Sanar, who taught them biblical monotheism and the worship of God as Al-Ahad al-Samad. Prior to Muhammad, it was told that Khalid saved his tribe and that most men of the Abs rejected this prophet at the time. During the Arab conquest, some Absis remembered the prophet Khalid again. Others, like Ubayb, Amara b. Malik, accepted Muhammad as prophet and are now ranked as companions. Some Absis settled at Manbij in Syria, others at the Nile. In North Africa, one Kab, a close relative of Khalid, adopted some Berbers as clients, and spread the word of Khalid amongst them alongside that of Muhammad. As Muslims, the Abs insisted on the veneration for Khalid. Some have claimed that Khalid prophesied the last prophet after him, who in Islam is Muhammad. Another tradition has it that King Zahir had predicted Muhammad, but Zahir is not called prophet for that. On Khalid's status, the Muslims have historically been divided. Other Arab tribes had either suffered false prophets, as the Asad suffered Tulayha, or, like the Ad and the Thamud, they received the preachings of the prophets, disbelieved, and were destroyed. Also, if the Bedouin Khalid were accepted as a prophet between Jesus and Muhammad, this is constrained by Q. 12-109, which insists that apostles must come from the towns. Antara ibn Shaddad al-Absi. Antara ibn Shaddad al-Absi was one of the 7 great pre-Islamic Arab poets and the architect behind the great story Antar and Abla. Throughout this non-fiction story, he displayed chivalry, bravery, and eloquence in the Arabic language. This earned him the name among all of the Arabs of the peninsula as the Complete Knight. Furthermore, he was the author of the Divan and he was a warrior. His father was a leader of the Banu Abs Shaddad and his mother was Zabiba, an African slave who was captured in battle. Modern times. Today, most of the politically active members of the tribe are in the Kuwaiti parliament. Here are the current parliament members. Former parliament member Abbas bin Habib al-Minoia al-Musalim, a very influential political figure until now, and an area in Kuwait has been named after him, Al-Abbasiyya. Former parliament member Barak bin Nasir al-Naun al-Ayuni, one of also the most most influential figures in Kuwait today. The President of the Arab Parliament and current Kuwaiti Parliament member, Ali bin Salim al-Jilan al-Dikbasi. Also, a rising member is Thakrar al-Rashidi, that lives in Kuwait. As a famous lawyer, she is also a strong contender in the upcoming elections. Also, the Abs Universal Organization for Social Development is a non-profit organization dedicated to social, cultural, economic and humanitarian organization. It aims to improve the living conditions of Rashida people and in particular the Rashida people in the Sudan, Eritrea and poor areas. Also, it aims to raise the level of education and cultural knowledge for Rashida people in the whole Arabic world. The organization includes some charities. The charities are going to build some schools and hospitals in some poor countries which are home to Rashidi people. The president is Mr. Fayez al-Baili al-Rashidi. Secretary General is Mr. Mubarak al-Duwaila, Deputy of Secretary General Drive. Other famous intellectuals include Dr. Bashir al-Rashidi, Muhammad al-Rashidi, Dr. Mustafa al-Absi, Muhammad al-Rashidi. The modern Banu Abs tribe is quite large and scattered across the region. Significant populations of this tribe can be found in Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Eritrea, and Jordan. In addition, branches of the tribe can be found in Palestine, the United Arab Emirates, Lebanon, Egypt, and elsewhere in the Arab world, as well as in Europe and the United States. Members and descendants of the tribe may carry the tribal name or some variation thereof, such as al-Absi, al-Absi, Absi, Absi, Abzi, etc. Banu Rashid. Currently, Bani Rashida Rashida are sons of Rashid al-Zal. Rashid al-Zul was one of Banu Ab's famous warriors, living in the 7th century, and afterwards his progeny had named themselves after them. The Banu Abs tribe are currently located in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Sudan, Eritrea, Jordan and Persian Gulf states. Distinctive culture. The modern Bedouins in Arabia value ancient Arabic traditions such as chivalry, honor, bravery, honesty, nobility, hospitality, and generosity. The Banu Abs, however, are known for their unique values that greatly value very old traditions above and much more, which are distinct alongside many other tribes in Arabia that have succeeded in preserving the traditional dress, language, and ethics. Although several countries around them have been westernized. The dialect is Nejdi, and are a mix between the northern people of Hale, and also it is evident that they speak in a Bedouin dialect as well. They even have their own tribal emblem or symbol, which is common amongst Arab tribes. Notable tribe members: Hadhafer ibn al-Yamin, Muhammad al-Shaybani, Antar ibn Shaddad, Karl bin Sinar, Harith ibn Rabi, al-Tutalai, Walid ibn al-Qaqa al-Absi, Kara ibn Sharik al-Absi, Zahir ibn Qais, Urwa bin al-Ward bin Zaid al-Absi, Rashid al-Zal al-Absi.